My job is to help people to get back with their ex. That's what I do for a living. And as a matter of fact, I know it is extremely hard. I know it requires a lot of motivation. I know sometimes it feels like it's going to take forever. I know sometimes when you're in touch with your ex, you feel like it's leading nowhere. I'm stuck. I'm being friend zoned. Sometimes you're in no contact and you have no vision. You have no idea whether what you're doing is the right thing. I made this video because there are 3 things you need to know. 3 things that will completely change the way you see that relationship recovery. 3 things that will boost your motivation, that would lift your mood. That's my job. That's what I want you to get from this video. I want to put a smile on your face. I'll explain everything after the jingle.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
Are you fighting the wrong fight? As you know, if you are watching my videos and my channel, and if you're a subscriber for my channel, unlike some other people that you might see online, I don't think you should get back all the time with your ex. Sometimes you should not, sometimes you cannot. And it's very common to have what I call delusional behavior, where we either put our ex on a pedestal, thinking like, they were way too good for us. Or the other way around, like we are not good enough. I never find anyone in my life. Also, people who have this delusional behavior, not accepting the reality of things. Yesterday, I had a call from someone who described the situation, and for me it was clear that he had no chance of getting back with his ex. And I told him, honestly, I don't think you should pursue this project of trying to get back with your ex, because it's clear what she wants. She told you so. It's clear that there's something around the compatibility. It's clear there's something that might not work. You haven't had enough sort of history together, and you can try to get her back. And I actually told him that I wouldn't be taking him as a client because I know I can't help him. I knew I couldn't help him when I spoke with him, so I told him so. And it's really important for you to, and that's what I told him yesterday. I told him deep inside, you know whether you have a chance to get back with her. And he told me, yeah, it's true, like, I need to face the reality. I think I should stop pursuing this idea, this dream that I can get back with her. I told him, yes, you have the answer. And that's what I want you to think before I move on to those 3 things. Deep inside, are you convinced that your relationship is recoverable? I'm pretty sure you have the answer. If it's a maybe, if you're confused, if you're lost, you can either take the quiz that I put together. So it's an assessment. It takes about 20-25 questions. The link is in the description of the video, and it gives you an idea, a snapshot of whether your relationship is you can recover or not. You can also WhatsApp me and let me know your situation, and I'll tell you whether you should try to fight. I'll give you some tips, and I'll discuss with you how I can help you going forward. So it's very important to understand this delusional behavior when we are under stress, because it's a very stressful situation, breakup. When we are a bit lost and confused, this is where we sometimes have this delusional behavior, and you could all be affected by this. Let's move on to the first thing. Your ex wants you to succeed. Yes, you might be surprised when I say that. Your ex wants you to succeed. Never ever forget this. You had something special. Okay, so that's the thing you have to make sure that you had. And maybe you heard through the relationship, I've never been like that with anyone. I've never loved someone like this. I have a lot of my clients, they have been married and now they're with another partner. And so they have this new relationship. They have experience about relationships. They know what they want now. They don't want to have another failure or another relationship that they had with their husband or wife. And so they are, when they have this connection with that person, it's different. They know better. And that person in return would be the same. And so that's what we want to recover. And in most cases, in almost all cases like this, we are able to recover. because they know what they want, right? But there's something preventing them from being happy, right? That's why they decided to end the relationship. There was something, it was too hard, right? The context, the kids, maybe something around their attachment style, that, created that breakup, created that the idea that actually I'll be happier on my own. But deep inside, of course, they want to get back to that happy moment. If you think about it, if at some stage in their life, the happiest they were was that relationship that you had together a few years ago, why would they say no if you manage to bring them back to that? And so deep inside, they want you to succeed. Deep inside, they want to be happy. Deep inside, they want this relationship that they had, that special connection, right? So your ex wants you to succeed. The problem is that, of course, they will never tell you. That's my job, is to really help you understand what's going on. Relationship recovery is obviously like an iceberg. There's a lot going on underneath the water. Number 2, yes, you can do it. Of course it's hard. Of course it's slow. Of course it's confusing. Perhaps less so if you watch videos and you try to learn about yourself and about psychology, attachment style, relationship. So, first of all, reward yourself. You're learning about yourself. You're growing. That's a good thing. That's the sign that actually you are proactive. You are not complacent with the situation. You have a growth mindset. I done a video about growth mindset. You have the ability or the understanding that you can change. That the person you were through the relationship or the different things that prevented that relationship to work, you can amend this one. You can change who you are, or you can change some aspects of your life. Work on your shortcomings. Understand the other. Use more empathy. All these kind of things. In a way, my job is very easy because the objective is clear. Right? The objective is to get back with your ex. But as many things in life, it's not really the objective that it's important. It's the journey. It's all about the journey. So think of it as a journey. Forget about the objective, because the objective is clear. It's really about the journey. It's really about the day-to-day things that you do to get you closer to your goal. And there are reasons you don't see the result. You first expect result too soon. And everyone has that. You try to force things. You feel like, I couldn't really express how I felt or the idea that I could change in the relationship, so I need to, share everything with her or him right now after the breakup. And we force things. We don't let things to fall into place organically, normally. You struggle to communicate. A lot of my clients, when I onboard them and we do WhatsApp coaching and they share with me screenshots, I can see that they're struggling to mirror to use mirroring technique to speak with their ex. They're struggling to understand how they could convey the idea that they can be happy, that convey the idea that they changed. So a lot of the mistakes people make is that they either do no contact and they don't give any news and think like, okay, it's going to work, or they're not harassing, but they are in touch with their ex and they just want to show off, like, I have this new job, I work it out, and sending them pictures or spamming Instagram with their body transformation or things like that. Both of those techniques don't work because it's preventing your ex to realize by themselves that there's an option. You don't want to push them. You don't want to spoon feed them the solution. You want them to realize, okay? The other thing that where people don't see result and are frustrated is because they don't know what their ex wants. So they'll feel like, she broke up with me, but I don't know really why, because we never fought and we never had a fight, and I don't know. And so you come up with a plan, an action plan of working out, of doing things and seeing a therapist, but you don't necessarily know what they want. If you want to build a strong relationship, it's really about how you can meet the needs of your partner. It's as simple as that. The problem is that people don't express their needs clearly, and people don't necessarily understand how to meet the needs of their partner. So it's very important to look at those aspects. So you're probably doubting about your ability to get back with your ex, and it's probably because of those reasons. But you can do it. If you have the motivation, it's something I assess when I onboard clients. I really want to make sure that people are motivated. I really want to make sure that people will do the work, because in coaching relationship, what you put in is what you get out. Okay. I've had in the past people who were not really invested in the coaching, and I prefer to tell them, like, I'm sorry, I can't work with you because we agreed on this and that, and you're doing the opposite. So give me something, because it does work in both sides. I'm here to help my clients, I'm here to help you, but in exchange I want you to also do the work. Okay? It's like a PT. If you go and see a PT every day, and you go to the, he pushes you to work out every day, or I don't know, 3 times a week, and you go to McDonald's in the evening, well, I don't want to be a PT where the other, it's like a betrayal in a way. So be really also with yourself, don't betray yourself. What do you want to achieve? You have this ability. You can do it. Never doubt it. You were happy together. You were in love. It worked. Okay, there's a lot of certainty here. I'm not coaching people to seduce someone on Tinder out of the blue, to do some emotional cold calling. My job is easy because it's just how I can bring those two people together. They were together, they were happy together, they were in love, they had that unique connection. So in a way, it's how I can remove the barriers, how I can prevent these alternative scenarios that your ex had in his or her mind. This is what we do. Number 3, perception is not reality. Massive misconception. Your ex seems distant, they seem cold, you feel that you're not progressing, you feel, because you don't know how to communicate with them, for example, your ex was hurt. The decision of breaking up with you was after a long assessment, a long thinking process. And if they are willing to give you a second chance, what they want to see that you mean it. They don't want to hear, okay? And they would give you a hard time because they suffered, because they probably gave you the opportunity to correct things through the relationship. 99% of the time, there's been either fights or explanation, or you could perceive things that were not going well, and you decided not to address those things, right? The idea is not to blame yourself for that. It's just that you have to understand that if your ex broke up with you, it's because she or he started to think about this months and months ago. Okay? So thinking that you're going to get back with him or her in 2 weeks, or doing a no contact phase of 1 month, and they'll be like, oh yeah, sure, I was wrong. It's more complex than that. You mean it. When I say you mean it, it's not just you tell them. I see also online the writing an accountability letter, or the idea that if you craft the right message, you will change their mind. It doesn't work. I'm not saying you should never ever send accountability letters or things like that. I think it's good in some contexts to, clear the air. But that's not how you get your ex back. Okay? You get your ex back by being consistently working towards that goal, by being consistently working on yourself, understanding how to communicate with them, understanding what they expect from you. What you have to do is kind of a marketing job. Okay? You work on the marketing job and product job. You have to work on yourself, and then you have to present yourself. Okay? Some people, they just present themselves, and they don't necessarily work. Or they think like, I'm just gonna send one letter and it should be fine because I've worked on myself. I saw a therapist. So some people I coached recently, they have a therapist and they feel like, yeah, I'm seeing a therapist, so I'm working on myself. And then it's like, okay, but what have you achieved? Well, she's listening to me and I mainly do the talking, but I guess it should work, right? So really be realistic about what you're working on, the progress as well. On the other end of the spectrum, you have people who are actually working really hard, but they don't see the progress. They feel like, I'm so far from my ex, but they fail to realize that they were even further back after the breakup. So it's really the idea of consistent work, and the idea that the communication is important, but it's the outcome of your work. Okay, one thing at a time. Work on yourself. That's why I do no contact with my clients. It's not necessarily to trigger a reaction from your ex. It does trigger a reaction, but it's mostly for you to really reflect and understand and work on your anxiety, work on your anger, your emotions, work on your attachment style, understand why consistently you've been having those problems with your different partners. Why, really assessing and reflecting without being critical or judgmental. The idea is to actually increase your confidence, because some people, when they do this exercise on their own, they actually increase their self-criticism, and therefore they don't feel like they can get back with their ex. Quick recap, because it's been a lot in this video, and I hope it gave you, managed to put a smile on your face and boost your motivation. Please let me know in the comment section if it did, if I achieved my goal today in this video to really boost you. Remember, you know deep inside that you can go back with your ex. Okay, if you're not convinced by that, how can you sustain the work? How can you go and explore, being outside of your comfort zone? Because it's going to be a hard process. It's going to be difficult. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You can do it. Your ex wants you to be happy. And your ex wants to be happy too, right? What you're chasing, they're chasing at the same time. But she will give you a hard time, or he will give you a hard time because they suffered. And so the work you're doing is not necessarily paying off now, but it will pay off in the future. Everything you learn today, whether you're watching my videos, whether you're seeing a therapist like myself, a counselor, anything that you do now is a long-term investment. Don't think about I need results this weekend, I need to see her, I need to see him this weekend. It's a long-term result, long-term investment. It's something you'll be using for the rest of your life, with your ex, with anyone in your life. To some extent, the work I do help people in their work life as well. Be mindful that there will be hurdles. It's not easy. That's a rocky road. But it is why it's so rewarding. And of course, I don't have the same perception of those situations because I'm not in your shoes. But trust me, when I see my clients succeeding and I see how strong they are, I see how stable the relationship becomes, I see how secure the relationship becomes. And they tell me you told me it would be hard, but then, I really appreciate the fact that it was hard because otherwise I wouldn't really value the relationship. The harder you work, the more value you put into things. Think about it. If it's too easy, you don't necessarily appreciate it. So it's going to be hard, but you can do it. It's going to be hard and it will be rewarding. If you have any question, if you have any doubt, if you want to get in touch, if you want to vent, if you want to speak with me, if you want a personal motivation for me, if you want me to boost you one-to-one, don't hesitate. There are links in the description and I'll see you another day. Bye.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.